Hey everyone, hope everyone is doing well. This is going to be a weekly overview of the highlights of my workouts throughout the week. This first one is on Monday. I snatched up to 205 pounds and the snatches went really well, so that was a big positive with that. Power cleans, they didn't go well. I counted the three that I did because as you'll see here, the first rep went fine, but my mobility on the second and third was what was the limiting factor. I just could not push my elbows under because I could not get a full grip, and essentially when you're using straps you have to catch with the full grip, so obviously it's something I want to work on. It's not really a huge deal because I don't really have an issue catching cleans when I'm doing maximal cleans, but if I'm doing stuff with straps, definitely got to get better with that. Pulls were routine clean pulls, and the back squats 375, which I seemingly do just about every workout that I have. You notice here that I'm just in my sleeves, which I'm trying to do more often if I can. Often I'll have my wraps, and doesn't make that big of a difference, but my wraps do compress a little bit more, so I think they help more than just the compression of the cloth sleeve. At least mentally they do. Here you'll see I had power snatches to start the workout, and those went really well. They were 200 pounds, and then here I had clean and jerks that went up to 265, and I was pretty happy with those. I was in a very small lifting window. As you'll see the bar behind me, it looks further away than what it actually was, and I'm not that far away from the rack, and someone started to do overhead presses while I was doing this set. Not during the set, thankfully. He was aware enough for that, but it's just kind of cramped, and that's how it is some Mondays and Tuesdays a lot. People start the week pretty motivated. You see some beautiful quarter squats in the background here. Absolutely horrendous squatting, but thankfully my lifts, maybe it'll distract from my lifts. You won't notice that I'm lifting badly if you see quarter squats in the background, but here are some clean pull mid thighs, and these are essentially like hang clean pulls. They're actually pretty difficult for me. I can't really pull it as well as I would from the floor. I guess it's just momentum. Here are some more interesting, engaging 375 back squats. Obviously, just trying to keep myself as upright as possible when I'm doing these and just hammer away at them, moving them as fast as I can. Moving on to Wednesday, I had hang snatches. They were hang power snatch mid thigh. So go down about mid thigh, try to do powers. Not as pretty on that first rep. This rep was kind of better. One of the problems I have with powers, you notice like my chest goes really far forward even if my feet don't move. Obviously if I run forward then that's a problem, but it's a good lift for me to do because it really works on a lot. Here are some power cleans plus power jerks, which are kind of fun to do. My Bluetooth was connecting to Justin's phone, so I had to tell him to turn off his Bluetooth because it was saying connected when I was lifting, which is annoying. But thankfully this wasn't maximal for powers or for power jerks. But I like power jerks. I like throwing them in. I like how they're thrown in, I should say, into the program. And it's just a nice change of pace because they are essentially just different than split jerks for me, obviously. I treat them kind of like push presses, and I'm trying to do just get under in that sense. Clean pulls, routine again, up to 300 pounds. These are some front squats that were at 300 pounds as well. You'll notice a trend as once we get to the last workout of the week, you'll notice how kind of weird the program was set up this week. A lot of this stuff was the same kind of stuff I was doing. Here's some 205-pound snatches. I started out today with the triple. You'll notice anytime I show a clip, if you see that the weight of the lift that I did, it is within the same set, and it could be, if obviously I cut, so you're not watching me just stand there for 30 seconds or however long in between reps. There's a power clean I missed just because I didn't wait long enough for it. Thankfully I had 2 sets of 3, so I only had that one failed power clean, and you notice here I don't have my straps on for that, but snatches on that day went well, and clean pulls, or these were clean deadlifts actually I should say, and decided just to go up to 305 because it was just so light with the pulling. Back squats, interesting weight again of 375. It's a very common weight. I forget what percentage of my 463 it is. I think it calls for 371, and I've just been doing 375 just to round up for simplicity's sake. Moving on to Friday. So I had some what were these? Hang snatches? Let's see. Okay, now I know. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the program on my phone as I'm talking through these and looking at the lifts that are on here. So they were supposed, or it could be from the block, but the boxes that I used before for blocks just suck because I can't drop them on it. So it's easier just to pause it below the knee, and they said that's a good substitute or a suitable substitute for the lift. That was up to 190, and those went pretty well. Clean jerks up to 265 for 3 reps. And I'm showing my top sets, but if you've seen some of my old workouts, there's lots of work on sets working up to it with like sets of 4 and sets of 3. So it's not as if I work up to one set of triples. It's a ton of volume on all my other sets, which is very tiresome to do before you get to your top set, which makes like 265, which should be normally pretty easy, pretty difficult. But I'm happy with how my split jerks are looking. A lot of the times they look pretty good. This is my top set of snatch pulls. The pulls are always easy, but it's just, more work after you do the other stuff. It becomes difficult. And this is my first set of 3 of 305 pounds I did with the front squat. It felt, you see here, it's not moving terribly fast, but I never move terribly fast in general. But I was able to do the set of 3, and I didn't pitch over too terribly bad. But just pay attention to the speed of these, and notice that on the next day of this program, they wanted me to max out my front squat after doing other stuff, which to me, once I did it, was like, wow, I can't believe they would program something like that. I can't believe they would say that. But I started out this workout with snatches here on the Saturday. Unfortunately, my 215 double got cut off, and that was I was really happy with the double. Justin, my coach, was there watching. He said it looked good, and I was really annoyed because this is all I got. My battery died, but thankfully I did the 205 for 3. I didn't have any misses on my snatches actually, and the 215 went really well. Here is a double I did with 285 for the clean jerk, and I was really happy with how this moved because I was really tired at this point, and I thought that first jerk looked pretty good. And then this next one, second clean jerk's always 1,000 times more difficult. There, I'm grinding up a little bit. You see my legs are already fatigued at this point. And then we'll see the split jerk kind of stumble a little bit. It's not as stable as I would have liked, but I was able to have it locked out. No weird presses outs or anything. Then I had, these are called like halting clean deadlifts. Essentially, where I'm pausing, that's where you halt. And it's kind of like right before you would extend, so not too bad. And this is where I was supposed to work up to a max on the front squat, and I was only able to get up to 345. You'll see here I failed 360, and they were assuming or preparing for me to do and 3 maxes past my 1 rep max, which is absolutely ridiculous. Other than that, the week went really well. I was not surprised that I didn't do well in front squats because I was really tired by that point. The caffeine had kind of wore off, and my legs were just fried. A lot of volume, so I'll be curious to see how they plan next week. Overall, I'm really happy with how the program's set up right now. That was kind of a weird day, but hopefully I make adjustments based on my performance, seeing how I didn't even get close to hitting a PR. My best front squat's 375, and I was only able to hit 345 that day. I would guess my max that day is probably was 350 to 355 at the absolute most, but I was pretty fried at that point. So, but all the weightlifting movements went well, which is the focus for me. As they say, that I'm a stronger athlete, and I need to get better at the lifts themselves. So as long as that goes well, then I'm happy with that. Obviously, whenever they program a PR, I would like to hit that, but I'm not always going to do that. And if I had to choose, I'd rather the weightlifting movements be proficient and then the strength movements be lacking if I had to choose between the two, versus having crappy weightlifting movements and better strength movements. But anywho, hopefully you enjoyed this kind of week overcap. I'm going to try to do one of these every week of my workouts instead of doing one after every workout. And I'll do a little voiceover of it just to make it simple for simplicity's sake, and so I'm not editing videos during the week, so I'm able to get more sleep during the weekdays. It's not significant, but would save me about a half hour to an hour every night of editing videos for Instagram as well as for YouTube. And then if I just save it all for the weekend, then I'm able to just go to bed earlier every day, and that's just going to help recovery and school stress and everything else with that. So I'll be consistent with this. I mean, it's only 1 day a week where I'll have to record all this, so it should be quite manageable to do. But if I have other random videos that I want to throw up during the week, I'll do that, and perhaps I'll throw up PRs if I hit those during the week, and then save the weekends for like my weekly overcap. But let me know what you think of this video. It should be, I'm thinking from a consumer standpoint, it should be a little bit easier to consume because of the fact that I am not bombarding you with as many videos. So 1 good video a week maybe, or subpar video a week, less volume, more quality, hopefully. But anywho, I hope you all had a great week of training, and I will talk to you all in the next video.